Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Jeff. Today, as you guys know, I'm a pretty big MMA fan. Yes, my camera's inside of the fridge. Today is UFC 200, which is probably the biggest fucking card the UFC has ever seen. Might not sell more than UFC 100, but we'll see. With the whole John Jones situation, if you don't really know about it, it's a long fucking story. But it hurt the card pretty bad, but then Anderson Silva came in. If you guys didn't know, I'm like the biggest Anderson Silva nut hugger there is on planet Earth. This is a win-win situation for Anderson Silva because if he loses, he didn't train for shit, he wasn't really prepared much, and if he wins, it's a huge fucking upset. And then on top of that, he gets like the huge paycheck at the end of the day anyway. There's a bunch of other like really good fights on and everything like that. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I'm sure not everybody gives a shit. So with all the hype leading up to the UFC and everything, obviously I'm gonna watch and everything. That's what I'm gonna be doing pretty much right after this. Just gonna be watching it, relaxing. Frankie Edgar is fighting tonight, okay? He's from New Jersey, trained in New Jersey, all that other stuff. And I was watching the UFC embedded videos, which is basically like a behind the scene thing, like, leading up to it. It's just like, it's more of like kind of like a hype thing. It's kind of like just, wanting to get like more detail and stuff, see how everything's like coming to be. In a few of those embedded episodes, watching Frankie Edgar train in some of them in his little segments, they're only like usually like a minute or two long for each fighter throughout the thing usually. I ended up seeing my old jiu-jitsu coach. Now, if you've been around my channel for a while, you'd know that, like I did some jiu-jitsu a few years ago. Did it for a couple years and then just kind of stopped doing it because like I had a friend that I was doing it with and I don't know, he got injured. I didn't really want to like go it alone anymore. It sounds like a love story, but I just didn't really, love it enough, you know what I mean? But I did it for a couple years, did a blue belt somewhere. The big ass white thing that you see like martial artists and shit wear. I mean, sometimes it's not always white, but you know what I mean. The big ass robe that you always see people wearing. Just seeing my old coach, I still think it's a pretty cool thing, that like we had the same coach. Obviously, I was just like, very average. And Frankie's a fucking professional fighter. He'd beat and Frankie's a professional fighter. He would just beat the ever living shit out of me. But I just thought it was like, really cool. Wearing the Reform shirt, my boy Tyler won. He got that sub button. Congratulations. I have a little bit of time before all the fights start and everything. That's why I was able to make a video and everything. Usually, if I don't obviously have time to make a video, I'll just tweet out and say, I don't have time to make a video. I usually explain it in the next day, like why there wasn't a video or whatever. But when it comes to Twitter, I usually have people respond in not so constructive ways. Kinda didn't want to deal with that. I have time, so if we could just sign the fuck in, that would be great. Okay, I guess it doesn't want to work. Since we have time, I kind of wanted to talk about something. I'm seeing it happen more now than ever before. So Rain posted a video yesterday, or maybe it was the day before that, where it was like, FaZe Clan plays Call of Duty. And there was a lot of comments that were saying things like along the lines of, why does it have to be a special thing whenever FaZe Clan is actually playing Call of Duty now? I actually ended up responding to one of the comments. I don't know if you guys will ever find it or whatever, but I'll kind of explain like what I said to people that were saying that, because it's weird. It's like a lot of YouTubers don't really address it, I guess, like, well, especially in our community, with the Call of Duty situation. So ever since I joined FaZe, I tried to bring this thing, I don't know, I tried to make it so the people that don't sit around and like, hit clips and make montages and stuff like that could also be large content creators, you know what I mean, for Call of Duty. So I basically just tried to make it so just everybody kind of like has a chance, you know what I mean? Because back then, the only way that you could get big is if you had like a really good commentary voice, because not that many people were doing like face cam type of stuff. There definitely were face cam videos, but like not as, plentiful as they are now. Or you were really good at the game and you made montages and stuff. Now the thing that I did was just, just made myself doing like commentaries and stuff like that, talking, and I just had like a face cam and stuff. First few times I didn't have a face cam and whatever, and I was just like really drowned out and just kind of like, eh. And watching a video like that is just kind of miserable, you know what I mean? So I decided to put the face cam on. I started little series that were like basically meant to piss me off and all this other stuff, and then I basically just ended up turning into like these cut comms where I basically just played for a long amount of time. Still hate that fucking term, but I played for a long amount of time, and then I just took all of the most interesting parts of all of that gameplay and basically made like a highlight. And obviously if I'm talking about things, it just sounds way smoother when you chop it up and put it all together. It just sounds like one fluid thing instead of me going like, what am I talking about? What was I saying? Oh yeah. Because that was the thing that a lot of commentators, struggled with and dealt with and like had like the common complaint about. Like, so once you edit it and shit like that, it's just, it's easier to follow. But getting back to the core of it, ever since like I joined, obviously that style of video got like way more popular. Everybody got more comfortable. Everybody put more of their personality into their videos and stuff like that. And that was basically what I wanted. I wanted everybody to like, I wanted everybody to show themselves, not just like how good they are at the game. If you want to do that, that's fine. But you don't need to just do that. So that became really popular and everybody just got way bigger. Like even though people say the Call of Duty community is complete shit now and everything, it's still bigger than it ever was before. Well, as far as like the ratings and views go for a lot of people anyway. And people say like, you know, montages are falling off and all this other stuff. And that's all really like opinion and stuff like that. But you know what I mean. But basically it became a thing like, oh, in order to join FaZe, you got to vlog and you got to do this and you got to do that instead of just making montages, which made them what they are. And first of all, I mean, that's not true at all. You don't need the vlog in order to join FaZe. It's just, it seems like people enjoy when you put your personality into your videos other than, you know, just spamming montages. It just seems to work that way. People are like, why? Why have everybody just like kind of stopped with the montages and just kept doing this whole vlogging thing and skit thing and all this other stuff? First of all, it's a little bit more fun to be like, you know, really creative with skits and stuff like that. It allows people to be a little bit more creative with it, not implying that montages aren't creative, but it's, you know, but you have the formula for it. You play the game a shit ton, hit a bunch of clips, put it all together with some music and stuff like that. Obviously, it's not that simple. It's kind of a disgusting summary of how to make a montage, but you know what I mean. But the thing that happens is, this is what happens. It's really weird. Like, the comment sections will say shit like 90% of your subscribers want you to play Call of Duty. Why don't you play Call of Duty, right? And then somebody plays Call of Duty, right? Just say you're the YouTuber, okay? Not even Rain, not even me, not Adapt, not Apex, not anybody in FaZe. As a YouTuber, and I'm sure some of you guys are YouTubers, a content creator, somebody that makes videos, whether it's montages or whatever. So if you sat around for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever, and you decided to make a Call of Duty video, right? Just like a normal commentary kind of thing. You spend all that time playing, talking at the same time, edit it all together, and then you put it up there, right? And you putting up that video gets 500 likes, let's say that, 500 likes. And then one day you're looking down in your comment section and somebody says, hey, you should vlog. You vlog one day, you put it up there, and it gets like 2,000 likes. 2,000 likes. 4 times more support on that video, okay? Now, obviously, you're sitting there, you're like, okay, well, maybe it's just because I made, you know, this special video and I don't make it all the time and all this other stuff, right? But the thing is, it seems to be like just a constant thing. It seems like all these vlogs and skits and all this other stuff get better ratings and everything. And as a YouTuber, when you see something like on your channel do substantially better as far as ratings and views, it makes you start thinking like, this is what people want. And it's not so much saying that the people that are still liking the Call of Duty videos are saying, we don't want this anymore. It's not saying that. It's just as a YouTuber, at least, you know, for me anyway, I try to like please everybody. And I said that and everybody told me, you know, oh, you're gonna fucking burn yourself out when you try to please everybody. And I tried and I tried and I tried. And they're right, you can't please everybody. But as a YouTuber, it just makes you feel like, you know, people would rather see you vlog and walk around and talk about stuff that way than talk about something playing Call of Duty. If you have an audience and they seem to enjoy one thing more than something else, like it receives more support than something else, it makes you think, well, maybe I should do more of this and less of that. Basically what I'm saying is, like, at least just from my shoes, I can't speak for Rain or anybody else or any other YouTuber or something like that, but this isn't, you know, from my perspective, I don't really have that problem, as like a lot of my videos get similar ratings and stuff. The only things that do substantially better are like PO box openings and stuff like that. Other than that, I have like, you know, a normal average across like the whole board. So just trying to explain like a YouTuber's perspective, that's just how it looks. I don't know. I mean, luckily I don't really run into that kind of problem. I don't see those kinds of comments on my videos like, oh, I enjoy this more than that and this and that and all this other stuff. The UFC videos do better than my Call of Duty videos, like for sure. But way more goes into the UFC videos, so I can understand that. But basically at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, if you like content, if you want to see more of it, it needs to be supported. It's gonna make the YouTuber feel like, hey, I should do more of this that more people are liking and viewing than less of this that less people are liking and viewing. That's always how I've like made my content. People tell me they want this, I do it. I see how people feel about it and like how I execute it and everything. And if they like it, I do more of it. If they don't like it, I do less of it. That's the purpose of the like and dislike system. I don't know, it was just a thought. It was, you know, I've seen the comments like over and over and over again, and I thought maybe I could, like, I don't know, share some insight or something like that. If I sounded like a fucking idiot, I apologize. But if I made sense to you and you agreed, I appreciate it. Just continue showing support to the content that you like, and hopefully it just keeps getting produced, whatever it is that you want to see, by any YouTuber or anything. I don't know, just some thoughts. Edit this, watch some of the fights, and yeah. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Later.